So how do we screen people in such a way that we break that pattern of attracting emotionally unavailable people? So first things first, we need to throw away the old traditional perfect match or my soulmate list. So I'll tell you first how we screen people traditionally, what that traditional list would look like, and then we'll scrap it and I'll tell you the way you should actually do it so that you break that pattern and attract someone who is emotionally available. So the traditional, perfect match list would be screening people against certain criteria. One of them would be their looks. So what they look like. So for example, he's tall, he's got blue eyes, he's got, his build is fantastic, he's muscular, etc., etc., etc. Some people even have requirements as to particular height of a person, right? We screen people against their social status. So for example, I would like him to be a lawyer, a doctor, someone with a house without a mortgage, etc., etc., etc. We screen people against their hobbies, and very often here we look at whether or not their hobbies overlap with ours, which is not such a bad thing, but it's tricky. It can be tricky. So for example, I want him to be spiritual, I want him to be a Buddhist, I want him to love skiing because I love skiing, so we can spend wonderful holidays in the winter together. And we also screen people against certain qualities, which is logical. So character. So he's generous, he's kind, loving, etc., etc., etc. So this is totally understandable. Is this list perfect or good? Well, it's not. It's not. It's very, very, very tricky, actually. Very tricky and very incomplete. And actually, it's not the right way to look at, what your potential partner should be like so that you are a good match and so that you feel happy. So as for the hobbies, as I said before, of course, there is an element here which, which does make sense. We want to be able to have something in common with the other person. But let me first take you to the way we should do it, the way we should draft that perfect match list or that soulmate list in such a way that we actually draw in people who are emotionally available, who can meet our needs. And then I'll go back to the hobbies. So we should actually screen people against how we want to feel in a relationship and how we want to be treated in a relationship. How do I want to feel in a relationship and how do I want to be treated in a relationship? And the two are correlated. I'll give you an example of that. For example, for me, the number one feeling I need to feel in a relationship, which I now have, because I've done my list differently, is to feel safe. And that safety has got several levels or layers, if you like. So I want to feel, for example, emotionally safe with my partner. This means that when I'm going through a bad time, or when I have one of my wobbly days, when I feel like crying and I have bad thoughts about myself, or any of these days, or I have, I'm a little bit low, I want to know that my partner is going to respond to it emotionally and he'll be there for me. He will make sure that he's asking me about how I am, that he would respond to it. He would sit down with me. Would you want to talk, honey? Do you want me to cook dinner tonight? Do you want to have a conversation? Do you want to watch a nice relaxing movie? So these are all the signs that he's showing that he is responding to my emotional need. So that would be one layer of safety. Another layer of safety, of emotional safety as well, actually for me, would be that I don't have to be tiptoeing around the house and feeling anxious and walking on eggshells because I worry that I watch my words and actions because I worry that he might criticize me or blame me, and as a result I'm kind of modifying and molding my behavior and my actions and watch my words so that he doesn't blame or criticize me. So this is actually a very important aspect. So notice how I am listing these points here. It's just safety, But I didn't just say, you know, I want to feel safe. I actually specified what safety means to me and what goes with the safety, what my partner can do, what I need my partner to do to make me feel safe. And also, you know, safety has got several different levels, right? You can also talk about, you know, the financial stability that can be part of safety as well, right? It can have several levels, layers. So now over to you. I would love if you could start creating your own new perfect match list, scrap the old one and start writing down how you want to feel in a relationship. And to maybe you have even never felt all the wonderful feelings you want to feel. Maybe you have never, then you have need to refer to any other relational field, as in, you know, what makes me feel happy when I'm with other people? How do I want to feel in that relationship? What makes me feel happy when I'm with friends, or what gestures I want to experience? So enjoy creating that new list and yeah, start living from this new list.